our heart rate is under homeostatic control. So we need to be able to increase heart rate. For example, when you're exercising, you need to be able to get more oxygen and nutrients out to your muscles. And then we want the heart rate to go back down, right? So that we don't want it to stay because that could actually damage the heart and damage your blood vessels and maybe even lead to some problems with your arteries. And so we can talk about how we modify the basic rhythm. And specifically, we're going to talk about the nervous innervation. So innervation just means that this is where the nervous system interacts with the heart. It innervates it. It sends a neuron out there and an action potential, and it releases neurotransmitters into the synapse, right? So innervation. When we talk about the control center, this is actually your medulla oblongata. That's known as your autonomic regulatory center, and these are actually called cardiac centers. So we have, as part of our autonomic nervous system, this is unconscious. We have the sympathetic division. This is your fight or flight. So this is going to increase your heart rate. Then we have the parasympathetic division. And so this would be rest and relaxation, rest and digestion. Okay, so that's going to decrease your heart rate. Both of these systems act in coordination to either increase or decrease your heart rate. When you have high heart rate, we say that that is tachycardia. So this is high, excessively high heart rate. That can go along with an arrhythmia, right? And then we have low heart rate, which is bradycardia. So this is low heart rate. So unlike this not being intrinsic, this is actually extrinsic regulation. So we'll write extrinsic regulation up here. Okay, so let's look at this innervation. Notice that they both innervate the SA node and the AV node. When we look at the parasympathetic, it is the vagus nerve. You might have heard of vagal nerve stimulation, right? What can you do to stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system so you're less stressed out all the time? So that's the vagus nerve, and it is going to decrease heart rate. It's going to slow down your heart rate. It is actually coming directly from the brain. The sympathetic nervous system is coming out of the thoracic region of your body, and it is also innervating the heart, and it would actually cause it to speed up. And so you notice that there is dual innervation. There's two systems innervating it, and they act in opposition, but the whole goal is to maintain a homeostatic balance that gets enough oxygen out to the body that needs it without being excessive, right? With high heart rate, high blood pressure, and damage to the heart.